Hello and welcome back. This week we're talking about our body and how to make our peace with getting older because this is so important to our future happiness. So, what's going on with our body as we age? There are two theories. The first one is the genetically programmed theory, which simply means that we're programmed to age. Changes with our DNA, changes with our immune system, changes with our biological clock and our hormones lead to that process of deterioration. And the second theory is the damage or error theory. And this simply means that our body wears out. The wear and tear, the buildup of toxins cause us to age and eventually die. But whatever theory you subscribe to, aging is inevitable. So we need to make our peace with it. These are the things that happen. There's a change in our body composition, right? So as we get older, our lean muscle mass declines and our body fat percent goes up. That's why on the program we have such a strong focus on building up that lean, strong muscle because it's absolutely the very best thing you can do to stay looking young. And the more muscle you have, the more human growth hormone you have in your body, which is a very powerful hormone to keep you looking and feeling young, right? So a healthy weight and good amount of lean muscle is really important. You'll also notice changes with your skin and hair. The skin becomes thinner, more prone to wrinkles and sagging. Your hair may start to thin or it might even change in texture. Your circulation declines, right? So that cold feet, cold hands, this fluctuation, you find it harder to regulate your temperature. Inflammation increases, right? It's often due to this buildup of toxins in our body. So we notice things like some health conditions that are inflammatory tend to get worse, all right? Or joint pain as we age. Bone density decreases, as we know. So I cover this in the Hormones Handbook, how important it is to get your bone density test and make sure that you're getting enough nutrients and calcium to keep your bones strong. The next thing is that our vision can change, our hearing and our taste and smell. So often the vision is the first thing to change. I just started having glasses 1 or 2 years ago. I'm 55 now. Hearing can change and our sense of taste declines and our sense of smell as well. So we just need to be aware of that. For example, we might find that we're starting to add more salt in, right? Thinking that, oh, it's not that salty, but it is. It's just that we can't taste it. It's the same with our sense of thirst. Our sense of thirst declines as we age. So that's why hydration is so important because you won't always feel thirsty as you start to become dehydrated. So, and what's the last thing there? It's that our metabolism slows, right? So we start to gain weight. We might be eating the same amount of calories, but we're putting on weight. So that's why what we eat is so important because it's not about reducing your calories. It's about fat burning foods and hormone balancing foods that we have on the program that are going to boost your metabolism. So how to make our peace with aging, because we really need to do this. It's no good being in denial and putting our head in the sand, right? It just makes it so much harder. And once we kind of come to a point of accepting, all right, things are going to change. It's not all bad. It's much easier to cope and flourish and feel good. And I'm going to give you some really important tips. So remember the check the roadmap tool that we talked about, the check the roadmap mindset tool. Let's have a look at this because I think this will help you. Because remember, the first step in going forward is letting go. And I know for myself and for many women, this is actually the barrier and block that we go kicking and screaming, right? We just don't want to let go of certain things. And for each one of us, they may be very different. It can be the way, let's talk about external things like the way that we dress, the way we do our makeup, our choices in terms of, the way we like to behave when we're out socializing. There's all these choices that we make. And that after a certain period of time, we sort of start to maybe think, hang on a minute, is this really reflecting the woman I am now on the inside, or am I just trying to hang on to the old person that I was, right? And so it's a matter of starting to go, okay, I'm going to let go of those things. And what happens when we do that is that we enter into this transition period. Now, this can be quite painful because there is a grieving process. When we let go of things, especially things that we've become really fond of, right, it's sad. And there's a sense of grief, and that's perfectly natural and okay. And I want you to feel that, because that's part of the healthy way of coping with change and moving into the transition period. So through this little course that we're doing together, I want to help you start to kind of identify some of the things that maybe you need to let go. And okay, acknowledge, yeah, okay, I've done that. I've been there. I'm moving on. I'm letting go. And as you do that, you create the space for the new things, so you can move through the transition and arrive at that new beautiful woman that you are, right? In your late 40s or in your 50s or even in your 60s, right? But we can't do that if we're hanging on, right, to the old stuff, right? And this is what a lot of women do, and not men as well, obviously, but we're here talking about us, that we hang on to these things and they block us and stop us from moving forward and flourishing and finding a deeper level of happiness. So, how to look good no matter what your age. We've talked about the kind of high level philosophical stuff. I want to give you some practical tips, right? Because we all want to look good, right? No matter what age we are. So, I've put together some of my very best tips for you. So, as you're letting go of some of the old things, these are some of the new things that you can start embracing, right? To feel good. So, the first thing is, I want you to think about that mind shift tool that we talked about last week, was to shift gears, all right? So what does that really mean? It means move from a habit, the automatic habit, right, to the adaptive. Adaptive, from automatic to adaptive. Adaptive means flexible, open, ready for change. So it's kind of just going, okay, right, I'm going to shift gears. I'm ready to let go of some old things, and I'm shifting gears. I'm going out of my old way of habits, like just automated stuff. Okay, that's what I'm doing. That's what I'm wearing. That's how I'm thinking. You're in the automatic mode. We're going into adaptive, flexible, open, right? This is really important. All you need to do, boom, change gears, open, new things. I'm going to test some things out. Just a test drive, right? You don't have to take it on board permanently. Try things out, just like you try on a dress in a shop. Try some new things out, see how they feel. If it feels good, do more of it, right? Makes sense? All right, so let's go through my top tips. The first one is, do what makes you feel attractive, what makes you feel attractive. Now, there are so many pressures, right, from our partner, our family, social media, our work, of what's attractive. And it's so easy to allow those to dictate to us, which creates a lot of pressure and stress, right? Let's tap into what makes you feel attractive. Just pause now and think, hang on, when do I feel my most attractive? Find some moments and put your finger on what is it that made you feel attractive. And that's what we want to do more of, right? Because when you feel attractive on the inside, it manifests on the outside. You radiate that charisma, right? And that attractiveness, right? Makes sense? All right, the next thing is, invest in your best attributes. So we all have our best attributes, and it doesn't matter what they are. They might be your skin, your complexion, it might be your hair, your eyebrows, for example, your teeth, your nails, right? Your feet. Some women have beautiful feet and little toenails, right? So what do? You have a pedicure, right? You go in and give yourself a little pedicure. You get a manicure done. If it's your hair, spend the money and go to a hairdresser and get it done really nicely, because that's your thing. That's what makes you feel good. If it's your eyebrows, get your eyebrows shaped regularly and enjoy making them look lovely. Your nails, right? And what else is there? There's just so many things. The face, the skin. If you have lovely skin, go and have a facial, pamper yourself, or just buy something special, a little night cream, or a mask, or do something extra for yourself. When we do this, we're reaffirming our beauty to ourselves. We're acknowledging that. We're valuing it, right? Not just taking it for granted and neglecting it, right? So really good to invest time and effort into your best attributes. The next thing is, be gentler with your body. We talk a lot about this on the program. Don't knock it around. Don't push it. Don't wear it out. Don't, abuse it with, the wrong foods or the alcohol or whatever it might be. Stress is something that can be really destructive. Be gentle with your body. Realize that we're getting older, right? And we are changing. So we just can't be as resilient as we was when we were in our 20s. We can't go out and have a big night on the town, come home at 3 o'clock in the morning, get 2 hours sleep and expect to wake up and look okay in the mirror, okay? So we need to make some adjustments, all right? Be gentle, loving and caring with your body and it will love you back, all right? The next thing is to avoid harmful chemicals. So there's a lot about this, and I'm talking about all sorts of chemicals, cleaning products around the home, chemicals in foods, chemicals in your skincare, hair care, body care. We're only just starting to realize that the accumulation of toxic chemicals, how dangerous it is for our body and how harmful it is. And I cover this in the Hormones Handbook when I talk about the xenoestrogens, right? So I want you just to kind of be a little bit more aware. Don't just dismiss this as, kind of mamby-pamby, new age stuff. Chemical build-up, it's the cumulative daily effect of chemical exposure that can create problems with your body. So these are just little adjustments. Look at the washing powder that you're using. Look at the shampoo that you're using that's running over your body when you wash your hair 2 or 3 times a week. When you start to think about it, there's a lot of things going on. But don't try to change it all at once. Just start with 1 or 2 things and each week and each month change something else. Okay, it's not that hard. There's so many amazing products out there now. Now, exfoliating regularly is really important, and I'll be talking about this in my little mini coaching course, video coaching course around skincare. All right, we've got one dedicated just to all about the skin and helping yourself look beautiful. So for your body, use the exfoliating gloves, a loofah, a body scrub in the shower 2 or 3 times a week. Helps improve your circulation, your blood and lymph circulation, helps to detox, helps to resurface your skin and promote a lovely, smooth, soft, firm skin texture. The same for your face. Exfoliate 1 or 2 times a week. It removes the dead cell layer, right, to help speed up cell renewal, because as we age, the skin renewal, the rate at which new cells are produced starts to slow down. When we're younger, it's about 30 days. And then as we get older, it gets 35, 40 days. That's where we get that dull, rough look, okay? Maybe even flaky, dry skin. The exfoliation will naturally stimulate the cell renewal to help your skin look smooth, radiant, and firm, all right? So just some little tips to really help you. And they're easy, okay? It's just have it in the shower, right? Just incorporate it into your daily routine. Next, go lighter with your makeup. All right, this is a big tip for you, right? So when we're younger, our face is more forgiving. We can go with a lot of makeup and heavy foundation, particularly matte makeup, and you look great. As we get older, we need to go less. Less is more, and dewy makeup, because dewy reflects the light, all right? So powders absorb the light. So they make your complexion look dull and flat, and they emphasize the wrinkles and fine lines. Okay, dewy, soft makeup, all right, that looks very kind of shimmery, for example. I'm not talking about the glossy stuff, but just light reflecting will bring you down 5 or 10 years, right? So just lighter, dewy makeup, no powders. Less is more. You'll be amazed what a difference. Do a little experiment. Like I said, trying on the dress. Do your makeup a little differently. Ask your daughter, someone at work, just see if anyone notices. How do you feel? Give it a go. You don't know until you try. Remember what I said about letting go. We have to let go before we can move forward. So this is a big one I noticed when I worked in the cosmetic industry, that many women I used to think would be stuck in the time warp with their makeup, right? So they'd be wearing the same makeup they did 20 years ago, and it ages them unnecessarily. You could take 10 years off like that, right? By changing your makeup. All right, and then use an orthopedic pillow. So this is just a random tip that I wanted to give you, because when just think about it, right? If we sleep 7 or 8 hours, or we're in bed lying down 5, 6, however many hours, our face is on the pillow squashed. whether you're which side or you whatever, on your back or on your tummy, right? And that sort of many, many hours, as you know, when you wake up, you might wake up with creases on your face from a pillow, but it's also causing the wrinkles, right, and the muscle to be more emphasized through the pressure of your face on the pillow. So I've got my little orthopedic pillow here, and I just hopefully you'll be able to see it. And there's so many of these, right, that you can get, but this is just to give you the general idea that these are great because they help your head to be in the right position when you're sleeping. They help with your posture, backache, headaches, all sorts of necks. It helps with snoring, but it also helps to cushion your face so there's not so much pressure on it, right, when you're lying on the pillow. So I actually noticed quite, oh, what happened there? Oi, oi. Oh, there we go. Uh, I noticed quite a big difference when I started using the orthopedic pillow into my wrinkles. All of a sudden, they were just not as pronounced because I had the pillow cushioning overnight. You never would have thought of it, right? But there's a great little tip. Oops. There we go. All right, so little blip there. Thanks for sticking with me. All right, so let's talk about the traps to avoid, the things not to do. We've talked about a lot of things to do. Let's talk about the things not to do. First of all, stop focusing on what you don't like about your body. You know, it's so easy to look in the mirror and just see all the things that we don't like. All right, that's all that we see. I've been there. I know. I used to go through phases of when I looked in the mirror, say it was my face, I would look at that one thing that was bothering me, you know, whatever it might be. And that's all I saw. And it just, you know, was like 10 times bigger than it really was because that's all I ever paid attention to. So don't be like that. Try to take a step back and just make yourself go, okay, yes, there's that whatever I don't like about myself, but let's look at me as the total beautiful woman that I am, right? Look at the big picture. Don't just focus on seeing the negative because that's a constantly reinforcing that deep into your soul, which is really kind of discouraging. And no wonder we're struggling to feel good about ourselves when we're putting all that attention on what we don't like, alrighty? And the next thing is don't rush into expensive treatments. All right, so there's oh gosh, you know, there's so much out there, you know, the lasers, the injections, you know, cosmetic surgery, you name it. There's just, it's a massive industry on how to look younger through invasive procedures. So my best advice is, you know, just don't rush into anything. And remember that whenever you have something, if you were to choose to have something, there are risks, but also it isn't a permanent change, that the aging process will continue despite what you've done. It may have a temporary benefit in helping you look younger, but the process is still going on. So we still need to make our peace with getting older. You know, this isn't a solution to dealing with the aging issue, right? It's just a temporary band-aid, albeit an expensive band-aid, all right? So don't rush into anything. Do your homework. Really think about it and decide if it's right for you, because that's all that really matters. Alrighty, so the next steps, we've got a few little things to do this week. I want you to write down 3 things that you're going to let go and make your peace with them. All right, so through this little episode today, maybe some things have popped into your mind and you're like, you know what, I need to let that go. All right, it's time to let that XYZ go. And I'm just gonna, I'm gonna let myself feel sad. I'm gonna let myself feel a little bit blue about it, but then I'm gonna realize that I'm actually opening myself up to the new things, to actually embrace the newness in my life, and so I can start feeling better about myself instead of trying to hang on to something that's really past its use by date, alrighty? And the next thing is I want you to write down 3 new things that you're going to do for your body and start with one this week. All right. So I gave you a whole lot of examples of things, lots and lots of things. Maybe you've made some notes and you got lots of ideas. Just pick one and do it this week. All right, because the results are in the actions, right? So you've got lots of ideas today. I want you to choose one thing. You're going to let go of some things and you're going to do one new thing. Does that sound good? Alrighty. Okay, so remember, we can't move on until we let go. So this week's about letting go of some old things so we can start moving forward. It's okay to feel sad, all right, about letting go of some of those things from our younger years, but don't stay there. And remember, shift gears and make some positive changes. Just think about that gear thing, right? When you're struggling, go, okay, bang, boom, boom. I'm going to change gears. I'm going to go from the automatic. This is what I've always done. This is the way I always do it. This is the way I always wear my hair, whatever it might be. Boom, to adaptive, open, flexible. I'm going to try some new things. Just try it, right? You don't know until you try it. Give it a test drive. See how it feels. Alrighty, so hope you have a good week. Do your little bits and bobs that I've asked you to do. And next week I'll be back and I'll be talking about your brain and how to keep your brain young and sharp and agile as we age. Alrighty, so have a great week and I'll see you there. Play the next episode now or view the full series. For menopause nutrition plans and coaching support, join my YouTube members area. You'll find the link below this video.